Ukrainian President Zelensky plans new strikes deep inside Russia. Vietnam's party chief hosts red carpet welcome ceremony for top Cuban leader. The 1945 Declaration of Independence. Historical and realistic values.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. I'm Hoàng Yên, and here we go, the first up of the show. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned on August 31st that the country's military is preparing to launch new strikes deep inside Russian territory. The warning was issued after Zelensky announced that Ukraine had acquired a long-range missile capable of reaching the capital city of Moscow.
Zelensky said on the social media platform X, after meeting Ukraine's top general, Oleksandr Syrsky, the forces and resources are prepared. New deep strikes have also been planned. Earlier in August, Zelensky attracted attention when he claimed that Ukraine had successfully developed the Flamingo missile with a range of up to 3,000 kilometers, enough to reach not only Moscow, but also many cities in eastern Russia, beyond the Ural Mountains. However, he also admitted that mass production would not be possible in the short term.
A post-war plan for Gaza is circulating within President Donald Trump's administration that would see the U.S. administer of the war-torn enclave for at least a decade, relocate all residents and rebuild the area into the Riviera of the Middle East.
I think that we will make a deal with China.
The post-war plan for the Gaza Strip is being considered by the administration of President Donald Trump, in which the U.S. would take control of the territory for at least a decade. The plan also aims to realize the vision that Trump once outlined in February, with the goal of turning Gaza into a Middle Eastern Riviera, rebuilding the area into a hub for tourism and high technology. The plan proposes temporarily relocating all 2 million Gaza residents through voluntary trips to other countries or into protected zones within the territory during reconstruction. Previously, President Trump had caused shock by proposing that the U.S. should take over the Gaza Strip, relocate its entire population, and build coastal real estate developments. Benjamin Netanyahu supports this proposal, but many European and Arab countries have strongly criticized it.
General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee, Tô Lâm, and his spouse just hosted a red carpet welcome ceremony on September 1st for the first Secretary and the President of Cuba, Miguel Diaz-Canel Bermudez, and his spouse, who are in Vietnam for a state visit from August 31st to September 2nd.
At the welcoming ceremony at the Presidential Palace this morning, General Secretary Tô Lâm and First Secretary and President of Cuba Miguel Diaz-Canel Bermudez saluted the flag, inspected the honor guard of the Vietnam People's Army, and witnessed the welcoming parade. After the welcoming ceremony, the two leaders held talks and witnessed the signing and exchange of cooperation documents. On September 1st and 2nd, the First Secretary and President of Cuba will have meetings with all senior leaders of Vietnam. On the morning of September 2nd, the First Secretary and President of Cuba will attend the ceremony to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the successful August Revolution and Vietnam's National Day.
Upcoming are some updated news.
Early this morning, thousands of Vietnamese patriots from all parts of the country gathered in front of President Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum to attend the flag-raising and saluting ceremony at Ba Dinh Square. At 5:50 a.m., the solemn flag-raising procession marched in formation from the right side of the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum to the flagpole, accompanied by the heroic military music of the march advancing under the military flag. The Quet Thang military flag led the procession, followed by the honor guard with soldiers from Joan 275, command of the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. The sight of the flag waving over Ba Dinh Square on the first day of September left a sacred and proud impression on the thousands of people who were there.
The 80th National Achievement Exhibition at the Vietnam Exhibition Center created a fever as soon as it opened, welcoming 1.18 million visitors in just the first 3 days. This is an exhibition with a record number of visitors in Vietnam. Despite welcoming a huge number of visitors, the entire organization system in the exhibition still operates smoothly and civilly. With nearly 100 events and experiential activities every day, mobilizing nearly 2,000 receptionists, volunteers, 20 bus services, free internal tram routes, nearly 1,000 toilets, 6 culinary areas. The exhibition has met most of the needs of visitors. With efforts to affirm its professionalism and position, the National Exhibition Center promises to be a leading event organization center, capable of operating national and international events in the future.
Amid global coffee market fluctuations, Vietnam has maintained its position as the second-largest coffee supplier to Japan. In the first 6 months of 2025, Vietnam exported 52.9 thousand tons of coffee to Japan, with a value of $305.3 million a year. To successfully export coffee to Japan, Vietnamese businesses must comply with strict Japanese standards for pesticide residue. Products with clear traceability are preferred, with a focus on specialty and organic coffees that have prestigious certifications such as JS and HACCP.
"80 years ago, at Hanoi's Whiting Square, the late President Ho Chi Minh read the Declaration of Independence, declaring the birth of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, now the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The 1945 Declaration of Independence is not only a sacred foundational document for the nation, but also an immortal heroic proclamation carrying profound historical value and the great contemporary significance. More in the story today.
The 1945 Declaration of Independence was born in an exceptionally unique historical context, when Indochina in general, and Vietnam in particular, were virtually unrecognized on the world's political map. For this very reason, the Declaration of Independence was a resounding voice affirming the right to independence and freedom for the Vietnamese people before the entire world. President Ho Chi Minh also laid out the practical foundation that Vietnam was already a free and independent nation, not subservient to any other country, and that the Vietnamese people would maintain their independence and self-reliance at all costs.
Vietnam has the right to enjoy freedom and independence, and in fact has become a free and independent country. The entire Vietnamese people are determined to devote all their spirit, strength, lives, and property to safeguarding that freedom and independence.
The complete Declaration of Independence marked the era of national independence, freedom, and happiness for the Vietnamese people. It has the meaning of giving birth to and beginning a new era, the era of independence, freedom, and socialism.
Authored by President Ho Chi Minh in just 3 days, the Declaration of Independence, though only a little over 100 words, has become an immortal, heroic proclamation. It holds not only profound historical meaning for the Vietnamese people, but also immense contemporary value. The Declaration marked the collapse of the feudal colonial regime and opened a new chapter in the history of Vietnam's development. Today, the ideas and thoughts of President Ho Chi Minh, expressed in the Declaration of Independence on human rights, national rights, on the aspiration and spirit of steadfast struggle to maintain independence and freedom, still retain their contemporary value.
The sacred oath from that day of independence, though 80 years have passed, still runs deep in the veins of the Vietnamese people. Generations of Vietnamese people have devoted all their heart and strength to fulfilling that solemn vow and bringing the Vietnamese nation from a feudal colony to a country with a great position in the international arena.
Over the past 80 years, the historical value of the Declaration of Independence has remained intact and profound. It serves as a solid foundation for Vietnam's revolutionary cause, affirming the nation's right to independence and freedom. The enduring value, contemporary significance, and historical meaning of the Declaration continue to light the path for the cause of national construction and defense, and it provides a powerful inspiration for all Vietnamese people.
The last story to send it our news today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye for now and see you later.